Coming up here, Circle the Bay Podcast, episode 62, 62. We're back in action. We're still missing Matt Callis. He'll be joining us shortly. Money Mike is not. But we are going to be recapping AEW's Road Rager and also NXT American Bash and a lot of upcoming shows this weekend that we have. There's so many. You got MOW Battle Ride coming up this Saturday. You have Ring of Honor coming up this Sunday. Best in the world, so much more in pro wrestling news. So don't go anywhere as episode 62 will begin. Tell them when it's going to begin, director. Tell them when, how.
Right now.
There you go. Welcome everyone to the Circle the Bay Podcast, episode 62, 62. The host is Devious One Ivan C here with my other host, my compadre, my hermano, my brother from another mother. He's back fighting this gentleman.
Ooh, I like that. I like the DDP heart.
Yes.
My heart is open. Bang.
My heart is open. He is back, ladies and gentlemen. After weeks of getting ready for this past week, on my birthday, performing with Akasha. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. He's back, the one and only, the director. Because he is one and only CK1, Chris Kennedy, ladies and gentlemen.
I missed a lot of content, but I tried to stay up to date at least on the dirt sheets with AEW, so I'm not out of the loop on some things, but when we get started, I want to talk a little bit about what I noticed at Road Rager before we get into the full episode. So I'll let you start it up, but I got some points to make before we review the actual show.
Absolutely. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. He is back. Matt Callis will be joining us shortly. Yeah. It just,
the cough is gone, but now the voice is all dry because it's fucking 900 degrees out here in the valley.
There you go. I'm with him. He's like 30 minutes away from me, so it's like the same why my voice is gone, because the heatness gets to us. But yes, I am glad he's back, and let's believe, ladies and gentlemen, we will be posting the next upcoming show for Akasha for all you SoCal fans, metalhead bangers out there. The core, yeah. The next one we have is August 20th, right?
August 21st at Characters in Pomona, downtown Pomona. I think it's either on the same block as the Glass House, or at least within the same perimeter. So if you know the area by the train station, it is a nice area with a very loyal metal fan base. All of that area is just into the live shows, so I can't wait to play that.
Awesome! I cannot wait. And we'll be there. So vlogging for
I'll be
guys. There. Oh yeah, well you'll be but we'll be the roadies. We'll be the Ned Flanders for you.
You're the groupies.
Damn, I'm a whore. True, it is. I am. That's what happens. Sorry, honey. I don't mean it that way. So. Well, there we have it. Okay, so let's start it off. July, ladies and gentlemen, since we're already in summer, there's a lot coming up in professional wrestling. A lot, with different organizations coming up. As you heard from Dirty Heels, are ready to give their predictions for this upcoming weekend's other events that we will just briefly cover. But they have not covered what we're going to cover today, and that is AEW Road Rager, giving our recap for Road Rager. But before we even start breaking it down, I'm going to let the one and only give his thoughts overall about the event. Take it away.
Yeah, I don't want to get into like the breakdown of each segment, but what I want to say is I've been away from most pro wrestling for about a month. And I've watched news, updates, highlights of AEW and also other promotions as they come to me on my feed. But what I noticed last night in Road Rager is not how so much has changed, but I'm almost a little disappointed in what stayed the same. We still have like an MJF Jericho feud.
Yeah.
We still have we are still having trios matches, but no trios title. Literally, we're still having Cody Rhodes versus QT Marshall.
Anybody but Cody, please.
Yeah, like these are storylines that I thought ended 40 days ago. You know, I don't know how they're keeping them alive. These should have. I mean, the Stadium Stampede was supposed to be the be all end all, right? Of the Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle, right? That was supposed to be like the last time. And one of them was supposed to break up or something like that.
To be honest with you, I think we covered this before you went your month's hiatus. I think you recall. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no, it's just you've been overwhelmed with a lot of things. But I believe before you left, we did cover the predictions of, I think, the aftermath even as well. What we wanted to see first was like individual matches between each other. Like for how we mentioned about, okay,
right, instead of like 6-on-6, you wanted like 2-on-2 1-on-1s.
Yeah, exactly. So we still haven't got Santana Ortiz versus FTR. They've been holding up for quite some time.
Right.
So that's like I get. I'm with you what you're saying. I'm not this.
But even still, I mean, when was it? I think I was kind of a part of that.
Yeah, no, you were. It just like I'm saying,
but it was like a month ago.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's at least one AEW Dynamite a week, and then there's like special events, or I think maybe like a pay-per-view or something between now and then. I don't know. Like those are the only three things I can think of that I was just like, damn, they're still doing this. So that's pretty much about it. A lot of cool things are happening. But we're still getting like, yeah, it's just all right. Like it's not bad. It's just like I was a little surprised that those were like the headlining matches a month and a half ago. So that's pretty much it. But I'm ready to discuss like the event as a whole and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to break down the whole card, but I mean, obviously, the opening, we don't want to touch. Who gives a shit about the opening, to be honest? Because courtesy of Frank Jofo, we love you, Frank. You know, anybody but Cody. Like, that opening match, do you think we give a shit? I don't. I mean, Chris just said it himself.
Yeah, was that an old Dusty Rhodes idea that for the Four Corners Stampede match or leather strap match?
Yes.
Is that why they did that?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought that was just kind of like, I know Cody had tweeted or said something like, WWE still holds a lot of my dad's like intellectual properties hostage, so I'm going to try something else. And he's like, they can't copyright technically a match format, just the name of the match.
Right.
So I think that was kind of what that was.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that opening match was like, okay, we heard the crowd. By the way, I wanted to say, first of all, that it was amazing to see the crowd in Miami. I mean, finally, they're out of Daly's place. Now they're out and about. And it was amazing to see this crowd. I mean, it was about, I believe, about like 5,000 people there live in attendance, probably a little bit more. But I was happy to see the crowd back. I mean, they did cheer for Cody. Great, because, they were happy to see Cody. Yeah, I mean, they're supposed to, right?
The pro wrestling has more than one royal family. But he still acts like he's a royal family. So.
I know. I mean, honestly, you and I we literally say that this match, there's nothing to discuss about. We'll get into it,
Yeah, it's got to be over. You won. The match. Boom.
Well, okay. Yeah. Nobody gives a shit, Cody. Sorry. I mean.
Yeah, no worries.
No worries. I mean, that's it. I mean, but the other one that I'm actually like, we've been discussing for quite some time with this segment very briefly with finally by God, Kenny Omega now with the, as of late, with the noticing with Dark Order.
Going to the same barber as Dash Wilder, apparently, with the
or Triple H, bro.
Dude, he looks like he's about to ask me for some change outside of 7-Eleven. Like, I mean, I get that he's trying to be a heel, and like when Hogan died, all Hogan did was just dye it black and blonde. He's doing that. He's like, oh, I'm evil, so I'm going to wear black and change my facial hair just a little bit.
Just a little bit, right? But I mean, see now we finally see Hangman in the picture now, and now for the first time we finally see that happening. Hangman had a chance to do the buckshot lariat. Did it happen?
It seems I may have missed a segment or two, but it seems he's officially in the Dark Order instead of kind of teasing the fringe and being helped out. So
yeah,
if that's not new to anyone else, it's new to me, which is at least they decided on something with him instead of just tease for so long.
Yeah, definitely. So I mean,
Evil Uno lost a lot of weight. I don't know how quickly that happened, but good for him.
Dieting and
a healthy. I mean, obviously a healthy sized guy, but now he looks like guys are wrestling. People don't know he performs. He was player Uno up in like Canada for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Now he doesn't perform at all, but he's a great mic man. He looks good.
Yeah, definitely. So what I want to ask your thoughts about that now, like what do you see with that now upcoming storyline? I know they've been waiting for quite some time. And they've been like teasing us as BTE, even with the recent BTE, what happened, I don't know. So the Bucks kicked out Dark Order out of BTE just recently. So it's like it just now, and then there was a segment that Hangman ran into the Young Bucks for just a quick glimpse, staring at each other quickly, and then that's how you know, like, we are going to see. I guess what we're looking at is Elite Dark Order is, and along with Adam.
The sentence you said was Hangman Adam Page kicked the Young Bucks out of the Dark Order.
No, the Young Bucks kicked out Dark Order out of BTE.
What is BTE?
Being the Elite, the YouTube channel.
Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So they just kicked them off the channel, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, because they had segments for them for quite some time with Brody Lee, right. And so they were like very popular because of that. So now they got kicked out of that because they, I guess them being along with Omega, the Young Bucks, and now they started kick them out. So now
the Young Bucks are still heels in the Kenny Omega thing. The weird, is it the Bullet Club or not? So that doesn't surprise me because the Young Bucks are kind of the big show of tag teams. They've been face and heel over like 19 times this year. So keeping Dark Order face right now, I see it's still the move they're doing. I don't think they're gonna go back to the creepy minister gimmick that I want. They're still doing kind of like the silly, we're the good guys, woo, kind of shit. Which fine. You need good guys, I guess, because there's so many bad guys. But yeah, that doesn't really do anything for me unless they're setting up like Young Bucks versus Dark Order tag match at some point.
I think that's what we're looking at.
Alex Reynolds versus in 11 versus Young Bucks or some shit.
I don't know how they're gonna do it, because obviously none of them are in the rankings or
but John Silver would be good. Yeah, put John Silver in there. Holy shit.
John Silver and Reynolds, why not?
Yeah.
But you know how like the rankings matter, right? Since
Hey, I don't know what opinion Mike had with Clark City Wrestling. And I don't know what point of view the rankings do or don't work. If we're talking about do they work in a sports non-entertainment point of view, like Jungle Boy is like number one, does he deserve to be number one, and someone agreed and disagreed? They work in a entertainment point of view, so they get the people that they're sort of pushing in the limelight, not Danny Limelight, but in the crowd limelight. Danny Limelight will be there for sure someday.
Hell yeah.
So whether or not the rankings work, look at the UFC. The rankings don't really matter.
Obviously. Yeah, obviously it doesn't.
So, in the point of view of, does a guy who's number one or number two in a particular division ranking, is that working? I don't know, but it definitely works in who they're trying to promote. So I don't know whose side of what point of view Clark Street versus Mike had.
Mike said Mike's rankings worked. Okay, well, I agree. Okay, fine. And then obviously their episode that Clark Street. Yes, my brothers, you guys that are watching this.
They will be watching this, I promise.
Of course, they are. They're gonna be watching it. So no, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I messaged you directly, like, you have a valid point. I'm not saying you're wrong about that. You mentioned about Red Velvet not being in a women's tournament. All right, I'll give you that. I'm not disregarding that. The only thing
Britt Baker coming off a couple losses and getting the title shot again,
Yeah, she had to go to the dark.
I get that. Like, I understand that if you're like number 3, you're not going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's how I always envision it. Like with UFC, obviously, you get like someone who Jorge Masvidal wasn't ranked number 1, but he got 2 title shots basically in a row.
Right.
That would be the equivalent of 16 teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
The number 8 team sells the most merch, so they get to go to the Super Bowl even though they're number 8.
Oh, here comes your BFF now.
Which one? I'm just kidding. There he is.
And ladies and gentlemen, he is also back in action, and that is
got that water.
Mr. MGC. Matt Callis Steamboat.
MGC.
That is right.
For Britt Baker, that's a little shout out to Britt Baker and Rebel, not Reba. You know, so get me up to speed, Ivan. Where are we in the?
We are right now discussing about just the rankings of what happened with Clark Street. Mike's debate with Clark Street. I'm saying that they're right. I'm not saying they're wrong, and I'll take that loss. The only debate I will be having with them, you will be seeing, ladies and gentlemen, Mike and I will be teaming up.
Nice.
We're gonna go on one-on-one with the Messiah of podcasting, Hafiz, and of course the tribal chief of podcasting, Devin, the Heels Stevens dude.
What was the subject of their debate? The main.
Why did AEW deserves a 2-hour show? And that's one that I will be debating with them next week. It will be on their platforms, so stay tuned for that.
And Clark Street thinks it should be 1 hour.
Yes.
Okay, I can see both points of view. I like the 2 hours, but that's because I'm selfish and I like content.
Nah, there we go. But we were stuck on the Kenny Omega and Hangman Page now becoming in fruition. Now with that becoming in fruition, so the biggest question obviously is, which I will ask both of you guys. I'll start with the director. Is Hangman the one to dethrone Kenny Omega? Championship reign from AEW.
How many title losses can Adam Page have? You know what I'm saying? He lost it against the inaugural. He lost it the inaugural one against Jericho. I think he lost an not inaugural, but like a second shot against Omega. I think just as Kenny won.
No, that was a tournament. Remember the tournament to be the number one contender.
So that still, puts him out of the title picture as far as that opportunity goes.
Mm-hmm.
If the Forbidden Door wasn't broken open like it was, then yeah, Adam Page would be a great choice for sure. But could you see Adam Page repping in Japan, Mexico, Canada, America, all Impact? Would he be doing the same rounds Kenny would? I don't think so.
I'm going to talk about the AEW title.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I know that, but Kenny is still taking that AEW title with him everywhere he goes.
Great.
So,
okay.
But Kenny's run, his world tour, essentially, is what this is, the Sweeper World Tour, Cleaner World Tour, pardon me, does have to come to an end at some point. But if Adam Page wins it, he'll just be isolated champ. He won't be going to other promotions, kind of bringing the AEW brand with him. He'll be just right inside of the AEW ring. I don't know. I think it would be devastating to his title career to lose his own.
Okay.
Unless he goes right down to the TNT title and just holds that for like a year. That's the only thing I can think of.
Okay. All right.
Then he becomes, whatever Intercontinental champion is stuck in that purgatory, when there's guys who just can't break that wall.
Yeah.
Hit card, so I wouldn't mind seeing it happen just for his career, and he's definitely worked his ass off to deserve it. So, I got really no issues with it.
Okay. Mr. Matt Callis.
So I'm not going to be Matt Callis for this one. Ridiculous.
You know what he would say.
Yes.
So no. So, yeah, we already know what he's going to say. The other person, I had him surgically removed from my brain. So
it's very Stephen King of you.
Because he has T-Gom now back in his brain.
Pantheon, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So basically how this goes is it's a 65% chance Hangman could win. I'm going to put it at that. Because I'm not going to put it high, and I'm not going to really put it high, but I'm going to put it more than half. It's so like 15% more past the halfway point. Because if Hangman wins, I probably wouldn't want him to hold that title for too long. Maybe less than maybe like 2 months only, if anything.
Oh, like the old Edge title reign.
Yeah, it would be. It's like the formula where baby faces have to chase titles rather than hold them. And
which is what this is essentially.
Well, I mean, it's to add to that, Matt, is like I feel that this will be like for the first time that even like for me for a title picture. I know Chris mentioned earlier about storylines that are continuing. That he mentioned with the Pinnacle and Inner Circle, and he mentioned Jesus Christ, Cody Keith Marshall.
Yeah.
I mean, with this one, I feel like this is different though because this is a title contention, and this one's going to be for the first time that we're seeing Hangman Page now actually going for the belt. It could a lot of scenarios
versus Kenny.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
In a non-tournament. So there's some details to that point of view.
And then
they've had a one-on-one for the belt.
Yes.
And Jericho was for the inaugural belt.
Yes.
So my way of doing this would be like, if Hangman fails to get that title, they could do something like a Tetsuya Naito Okada type angle where he came up short the first time, and then you could come back for it again. That could be and then in the meantime, and he could get that rematch quickly. Just because he fails the match at Fyter Fest doesn't mean he can't get the rematch 2 or 3 months later. Because remember, Moxley
All Out.
Yeah, All Out. He get the rematch at All Out, and
he wins.
This is the great thing with booking and wrestling. It could be a cool gimmick match where AEW can unveil its equivalent of Hell in the Cell, which I'm thinking like something like from AAA, they had like the Dome of Death or something.
Hitter in the winter.
Yeah, something
something
special. So they could have a special gimmick match for Kenny and Hangman for the rematch, and then Hangman could take that title then. And then they could have some Dark Order Elite feuds going on in the meantime.
I mean, that's why I feel like it's just going that direction. I feel that it might be a trilogy for it. I mean, remind you that Hangman 2 years ago, when for that inaugural one with Jericho at All Out, 2019. So, what about if he does win it All Out? Let's say they do fight at Fyter Fest at night 2. But by the looks of it, I don't think they are. I think they're going to go into like All Out's not till September, I believe so. I mean, we still have another pay-per-view coming up, I believe. You know what? You're right. I mean, it could be All Out. But if they do fight at Fyter Fest, then, I mean, this is a trilogy. I think this is going to be a trilogy for that belt between Hangman and Omega to end it all. I feel that I feel like they kind of plotted this for quite some time, just by the way how these teasers been happening to BTE and all of this shit been going on. I think they've been having this for quite some time. Because I feel like Hangman is their only AEW, born. You had Moxley, a former WWE, Jericho, a former WWE, Omega, of course, is their now, AEW guy, but more mainly New Japan guy. So I don't know. Adam Hangman Page has never been into the main event caliber in any other promotions, not even the Ring of Honor nor New Japan. So this is something very different that we're going to be seeing.
He wasn't even the U.S. champion because Jay White beat him back then.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's really his time to like start holding titles,
Yeah.
Right. I mean, she's only held the tag title, and it was with Kenny, who he's constantly been the number 2 guy in that romance, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we'll see the outcome of this storyline. Let's see. I think that's probably the only most exciting storyline by far for me. Of course, I mean, I'll mention the other ones that were coming up, but now let's move on with you guys. Tell me. I think this is a very basic squash match, but it's kind of weird to see Conan after his health conditions. When we saw the Pinnacle alongside with totally defeating, the Pinnacle with FTR and Sean Spears defeating Santana Ortiz and Jake Hager and Conan with the sock ball, man. That's like jail days, man, the prison days. Woo! And then getting chopped.
Fastball or whatever.
Yeah, like I do like I said. And I was mentioning to Chris earlier, Matt, that we've been saying it quite some time. We've been wanting to see FTR and Santana Ortiz already had their individual tag match. We've been seeing too much in groups, and how Chris was mentioned earlier before we jump on that they should move on with the story. And I'm with Chris. I'm not saying that he's not wrong. It's just I feel like what was missing was, and we've said it for quite some time, they need to have individual matches. And we already saw Hager and Wardlow in the MMA.
Ask match, yeah. Like
yeah.
The word shoot, I guess.
Yeah, you could get a shoot match. I mean, Sammy and Sean Spears coming up already, but we haven't seen Santana Ortiz. Unless they're saving that for, I don't know if it's for Fyter Fest coming up for night 2. I'm not quite sure yet, but I think I'm with Chris on this one. This storyline should end. But we'll talk about that later. But what are your thoughts about this 6-man, and do you feel the same way how Chris and I feel with the storyline to end?
Well, this 6-man in particular, it's like, there's no title for them to fight over, so it has to be something that they're going for, some kind of something at stake. Because I mean, there is the gang war element, but there's nothing really to kind of make you like, oh, loser leaves town. Like, they don't have a stipulation or anything like that. Right. Or maybe like Conan disappears or Tully disappears, or you have to be my butler, blah blah blah. Like, there's so many different things that they're not. It's just kind of like a match to have a match, pretty much at the moment. So they need to put some stakes in to both high stakes, ribeye, either or.
Oh my God! No stakes in the freeway, Matt. No stakes.
Stakes on. Hey, this ain't on the freeway, but
Director, do you feel the same way how he does, or?
Yeah, this is the epitome of what I said about. I thought that Pinnacle versus Inner Circle shit was Dunskies. And then also on the same thing about there's no trios title yet. So what's it solving? It's not. I mean, it's a gang warfare thing, but that's all that angle has been. It's not for titles. I don't even want to look up the record between these two. I know that Cody's really in the elite behind the scenes are really against like 50-50 booking, but I'm pretty sure that's exactly what that is.
I like that. So
that's pretty much it. That's what I got. I'll be entertained by the performances in the ring for sure. This is where is this the Penta Ezero hit the Canadian Destroyer off the apron to the table? No.
That was the main event, yeah.
Yeah, this isn't that match then. Okay, cool.
No, we're talking about the Pinnacle and Inner Circle. Like,
right.
Pretty much like FTR and Santana Ortiz should have already been fighting individual tag team, not a 6-man or a group.
I just confused 2 different matches because I thought it was like Eddie Kingston and Penta and Pride and Prejudice versus Pride and Powerful. Sorry. I thought it was, for some reason I thought it was like this crazy format, 8 versus 8 or something. But yeah. My original point is still it should have been I don't care who it's a good match. I just don't care.
Yeah, no, I'm with you with that. I'm with you. Because it's like it's not like a storytelling that it is that I think we all thought it should have ended on Double or Nothing, but it's still continuing. Right. That's why I said in
archives, I'm not like, FTR won. We'll get them next week. I'm like, I don't want it to happen again next week.
We don't want to repeat what Raw is doing every week and every week and every week and every week. Yes, if you're looking at me, Carter Street.
Are they into Raw? Are they really into Raw? That would be fantastic if I heard they were like big Raw fans.
They're Raw and SmackDown, but
so they love everything that's happening on Raw right now.
The one thing is they like the Arcade Bros. That's it.
Okay, that's me too, because it's so ridiculous and so fucking. Yeah, I watched the highlights on Riddle's Instagram.
I'll save that for the debate. What I have with them.
Okay.
I mean, I can say that it's okay. At least it's the only thing they have for 3 hours. But I'm not gonna waste my fucking 3 hours watching all the bullshit. I'm not.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. But including with that situation, I thought this was over already. How with Chris once again. Now that Jericho and MJF, by the way, if you saw that fan who tried to get in there, Jericho was always gonna punch the shit of the guy, and that's why MJF was like, "Oh yeah, if you want to be like this white fucking trash, want to come in the ring, whoop you all of your ass." Like, you won't. Sorry, MJF.
Jesse Ventura school of heel right there. If the crowd isn't trying to kill you, you're not a good heel.
No. You're not. You're not. But I mean, this now adding the same fucking stipulation what Jericho did with Moxley. Yeah.
Like the gauntlet of stipulations.
Yeah.
This was the same thing he did with Cody too. Just made him go through.
Yeah. Cody had to go through like 5 different.
Yeah, you're right about that. I thought it was Moxley too, right? So Moxley and Cody went through this.
It was definitely Cody. I don't remember specifically the Moxley thing, but I definitely remember the Cody thing for sure.
Guys, I got the most hilarious freaking, imagine like MJF doing this with every type of relationship he has. All right, Dad, if you want to have lunch, you have to go through, you have to have ice cream over here with this guy that I just met 3 days ago. And that's like the 5th thing down the list. It's like MJF is like the levels, guys. Like he thinks of everything as like either like the triathlon or a video game, like one or the other. It's like MJF does video game wrestling, but not in the way that you think he does.
Right.
It's not,
right?
Yeah, it's levels, Dating simulation. Come on.
I love it. Just to add this to it, like, let's move forward with that because it is what it is with that. I mean, we obviously said that this storyline itself should be ended already. I feel like that they're doing this for a reason because, now they have a crowd and they want to see. Of course, you have the crowd of Double or Nothing, right? And a little bit after that, but now you have a full crowd in a different, in a different county. So I mean, by the way, I love seeing the crowd again. It was great to see that reaction. I love everybody's reaction towards it. It was awesome to see that with the live crowd once again. Especially with Britt Baker, Miss DMD cutting. Oh yeah, you want to have all your your blood money? Well, why don't we take AEW to Saudi Arabia? Get your blood money over there. I'm like, whoa! No wonder why her and Adam Cole are like this, and I love it. 2 of the greatest talkers. And yeah, that's right. You baby, you.
Me? No,
yes.
Is that like Adam Cole?
Just say yes.
Yes.
Just say yes.
Yes.
Yes. I'm not gonna go too loud. I want you to get in trouble. But yes, I love this fucking Britt Baker, this controversial heel face. She's like whatever the fuck she wants. I love that.
Yeah.
I love it that she can decide she could be a face or a heel if she wants to. But we noticed that she has not. And Chris is the one that called it before. She will be one of the longest reigning AEW Women's Champion for quite some time. And man, are you excited with this, bro? Because I'm excited. That's what I've been asking you.
Yeah, dude. So there's one thing I love a lot of things about AEW. There are a lot of things that are kind of the same that you didn't expect to be the same. But one of the things that I like is that there are unscripted promos. To the best of my knowledge, I've been told, I've seen the reports.
Well, you saw Tony Schiavone. He was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I think the memorandum from Tony Khan and company is, you know what you have to say. Here's some bullet points. Maybe touch on those, but just go. You don't have to remember verbatim every single word that Vince wrote down, and you cannot stray from the path, or you get Moxley, which is what happened to Moxley. So I love that freedom. Nobody knows their own character better than their own character, and Britt Baker is a fucking character, but she's still herself. Like, obviously, she's not this raging, I don't know the right word, bitchaholic monster. That's not.
Hell yeah, I love it.
That's not who she is as a person.
No, I know what you mean, though, but I know you mean that in a good way, not in a bad way. Yeah.
But she's so good at being that character that her real name is Britt Baker. She's really a dentist. She's just her own evil twin turned up to 11. And, I mean, I don't want to compare her to anybody else, but if her and Maxwell Jacob Friedman became a tag team, fucking end of days you'll never find a better heel team ever.
How about this? What about her and Bailey?
I'm not really digging what's going on that brand right now. So the Bailey thing, it gets played out pretty quickly for me. Bailey's awkward on the mic.
She's fucking good, bro. That's funny though.
The
one thing I like about Bailey, bro, is like ding dong, and then it's just like going off and telling Michael Cole to shut up.
Bailey still feels like a super fan who's just stoked to be in the ring. as far as her on the mic character goes. But with Britt Baker, I believe it. She feels real. She feels carnal. You know, just like with Jade Cargill, it's like it's such a shoot work. It's like, goddamn, it's a very old school style of heel. And I'm just glad they let her. A lot of everybody, I guess, really is able to just do that. Like everyone's dropping like pipe bombs in AEW when they want to. So
absolutely,
we don't have this illusion that CM Punk's going off script. They're gonna pretend to cut the mic because Vince doesn't let. No, they're none of that. It's like it's very from the heart as far as like that character development goes.
Matt Callis, Britt Baker.
I think like feel free.
I just realized her name is probably really Brittany Baker, and I don't like that. Is her name Brittany?
I don't know, bro.
All Brits are short for Brittany.
I know, but she just doesn't look like a Brittany. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's no Toms that aren't Thomases. It's like
her name is Brittany Baker, but she does not look like a Brittany. She looks like a Brit. It's weird. I just put that together right now because Brittany's like, "Hi, I'm Brittany. I'm from the Valley. I want to go to the mall." Sorry to all Brittany's out there. You're not all like that. I'm from the Valley. I can say that.
Like Chris, there's like a 55-year-old Brittany like right now who's like, yeah, I've seen some shit.
Right, just like there's no 2-year-old named Barbara. You never see a baby named Barbara.
I know. We could probably find one. Like, there's probably a baby being born right now named Barbara.
There's definitely, and this is a scientific fact, nobody named Karen anymore. There were no new Karens over COVID.
Are you sure?
I looked it up. There was an article that said the drop rate of names, especially that particular name, has absolutely decreased by like 1,000%.
I'll find it. So back to names and Brittany. So there was a segment, there was a promo that Britt Baker did where she called us like the bitch is back. Like she said something like that.
Right, and I love that.
Yeah, so you know, she kind of knows, she owns her stuff and she knows what's going on. I think the best thing of all when she compared the 316 to DMD, very bold, kind of.
That was a great promo. That's one of my favorite promos in AEW history.
Yeah, it's one of her best, especially right before she was challenging Cheetah. So I think just like more like seeing how she does against Tokyo Joshi Pro. I know Yuka Sakazaki's coming back, so they could kind of revisit their feud, and we could kind of see more of both of them. You know, because once again, it's a bit heel champions are good to get to know and build baby faces off of. So, and I hope,
and like you said earlier, that the title challenge should be the face chasing the heel. I am unabashedly completely okay with Brittany holding that title for Brittany.
Yeah,
Britt Baker, DMD, holding that title for a while. I would love to see it, like the longest reign of any champion in AEW be heard.
What, man? You don't want to see Anna Jay, bro? Really? Oh, you should have watched this. Oh.
Build her up.
She is currently injured, sir.
Well, I know I said it that you were mad because
I know what you're talking about, and it's cool. We're neighbors. Me and Mr. J Boy, we're neighbors, so it's all good.
Anna Jay is great and all, but I gotta say that just for every baby face on the female roster, the public really needs to get to know them more. That's like one of the biggest things, you know, before we have another baby face female champion.
Yeah, and Anna Jay doesn't get any mic time at all when she was active. She was just very mysterious and wrestled very well, and had a lot of work to be done in both departments, but she has the potential.
Yeah.
Where Britt Baker is completely everything you need in a sports entertainment heel. She can wrestle, she can take a beating, she can talk to shit. She can talk her way out of matches, she can talk her way into matches, she can cheat to win, she can win legit. As well-rounded as someone who's only been in the public eye for 2 years can be.
And courtesy of Leo. We love it.
I love it.
I love it. Coming soon. Coming soon. Now I want to talk about this one. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. It's a debut of El Idolo. So I'll take it to you, director. Your thoughts about his debut?
Yeah, good times, man. I mean, I know that him and Matt Sydal could put on a much better match, but it's time allotted, and they're not really going to put on a 4-star barn burner in the middle of I think it was exactly at the halfway mark, right in the crossover between the 1 and 2 hour. I guess technically it would have been the first hour main event, which is a thing.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
you're right. Yep.
Yeah, it was fun. It was good to see. I want people in this profession to be happy and to get paid, and that's what he did. And I'm pretty stoked that he's there. I know they're not going to misuse him. I know that Miss Zelina Vega, aka Thea Trinidad, she
went back.
Sign up. She did re-sign up, so she is now without both of her boys, which is very heartbreaking. But again, if she's happy and she's paid, I'm stoked on it.
Yeah, we'll get to her other boy later, but I mean, yeah.
Then did he change a little bit the hammerlock DDT? Like
it looked like it, right? You noticed it, right?
It looked. I don't know. He didn't. It was still in the DDT position. It was still the hammerlock with the Russian leg sweep.
Yeah.
He might have just made it bigger.
Yeah.
Like instead of going straight down, he might have just did it more like the execution, where it's like a bigger release. I was like, that looked slightly different, but
yeah, it was
very,
very, very, very different. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I can't wait to see what his first official actual feud is, because we know it's not going to be Matt Sydal.
And just throw that, that gimmick from DC Comics, Black Mask, Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll get into the pants thing. And okay. I thought it was gonna take like the whole pants and have a wrestling tights on. I don't think the pants didn't work out, in my opinion, but that's just me.
Right.
Yeah, but Matt Callis.
Okay, I really like because the funny thing is, before I watched this match with my girlfriend, I was watching like 3 different La Sombra matches before this. Like I guess like 2 days ago, I was watching all these different La Sombra matches and watching like what his regular spots were, and that I always love that kind of like faked out like double moonsault he does. Like if you get your legs up, I'll give you another moonsault. So, and then his old finisher, what was it? I think it was a springboard moonsault from the top rope. I always loved watching that one. So I wouldn't mind seeing it again. I mean, the current finisher is pretty cool. It kind of fits the character. But I'm thinking for like the really big matches, especially for his one go up against Kenny Omega at Triple Mania. Like I'm pretty sure he's gonna bust out that springboard top rope moonsault. He's got the arsenal for it. He's got the magic in the arsenal. So I mean, and from the look of it, they're both gonna be heels come trip. I don't know if I was watching some of his stuff in AAA, so I don't know if he's also a heel in AAA. But AAA.
Well, he hasn't even made his debut yet.
In AAA?
Oh.
I thought I saw some.
Is it the debut against Kenny?
Yes.
Right.
I thought he already had some.
No, he only had like video montage. I mean, just montage videos, vignettes. That's it. He's has not debuted in the ring as of yet.
Well, I don't know if they're both
tranquilo.
Yeah. I actually really like heel versus heel, so this would be kind of fun if they kind of keep it that way, because because it's like him being a babyface in AAA and then a heel in AEW. Like I could work, but I don't mind heel versus heel. So and I gotta say, it was a pretty cool match. And I want to see him like bring out more of his magical arsenal, because I've seen what he could do, So like even his Asahi moonsault and his Orihara moonsault.
I love Asahi. Like, ooh, so good.
There you go.
You get in a bowl when it's freshly made. And
he eat it in a bowl, and then Andrade does backflip on the bowl.
It's like Curry Man. He does like a moonsault with a bowl of Asahi.
Oh my God! You do not want Christopher Daniels to be there, man. Actually, you.
That's another moonsault. Best moonsault ever.
Best moonsault ever. Which, by the way, if you guys saw the TNA top 5 TNA, was great. Loved it. Enjoyed it very much. And pretty soon we'll do a top 5 New Japan moments with Matt.
Oh yeah, he already probably has that list made.
Oh yeah, but looks like the Models of Pain are challenging Matt and see what's about their New Japan knowledge. I'll be curious. Yeah.
Well, if Matt loses that, I'll beat them in Pride knowledge. So
yes, you would.
I'll take him to school in Pride, K1, and Dream, and
Yes.
maybe Shuto and Panthers. I'm just saying. But I'm also I'm twice as old as them too, so it's like I got an advantage.
I don't know how confident I am with my new. I mean, I'm moderately confident against like most like WWE bots, but but Noah, I'm pretty confident on Noah against anybody.
Oh yeah, man. We gotta have a little short episode about that one day, man. We need to get everybody up to date with Noah, what's going on, especially and then with All Japan. There's so much shit going on people do not know. Yes.
They brought back the 3 belts for those not
Triple Crown, baby. Triple Crown.
The same belts. Stan Hansen, Vader, and the great
dude. Was there a Stan Hansen Vader match in Japan that was like awful?
Hell yeah, that was like off the chart,
like did he like they tried to like knock each other out for real? Yeah.
Man, go back to Matt Billy style. You already know. Send it to him.
Yeah, we know where to go.
Oh, trust me, you'll be have a day that you'll be able to sit out and like, what the fuck? That's like, hell yeah. Matt will tell you because him and I were like, yes. But yeah, moving on. I just want to give my 2 cents very briefly with that. Andrade, okay, was the best debut. I know they were trying to protect both of those characters, mainly with Matt Sydal, since they want to go quote unquote. And I'm quoting it for you, Devin, and for you, Hafiz. I'm quoting it for the ranking styles. Is quoting on that because they're protected because he was number 5. They're protecting Matt Sydal. That's what they did him in more stronger. I know people were expecting Andrade to be like one of the most strongest ones to come and squash him. Of course, it's not going to be that type of way because they don't want to be that type of style what WWE does. They don't want to do that.
Andrade would maybe just squash like a fresher guy. They got a younger guy.
Well, yeah, they would put him on Dark Elevation and do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, bring up a guy from there, maybe like
and put him on Dynamite, and then do the same thing. Yeah, he could have done that. I mean, just like how they do on Raw or SmackDown when they debut somebody. Yeah, I mean, it's. I get it. It's something different, fresh. Like I said, I'll get into that in more details. I want to move forward because I don't want to talk about that. All right, so I want to move on to another debut.
Well, since I do only have about 1 minute left on my work schedule, I could really quickly touch on the last 2 or 3 things.
Take it away.
So, were you about to bring up our friend from the other side?
Yes, like he made it. That made his debut.
Awesome, cool. Seeing the spoiler ahead of time because I have to watch the next day. I knew the lights flickering in Cody's match for him, and I thought that's when that was going to occur. So him attacking Arn Anderson is definitely setting up the Cody Malachi Black feud, which I'm cool with. That's going to be very great in the ring. I love Tommy End as a character, as a wrestler, as a person. He's just the bee's knees all around. But I am kind of tired of the pretentiously goth names that these people come up with. That just like, oh, I read a pagan book and then I put the word at the end of it. So Aleister Black is obviously a reference to Aleister Crowley, who was like, a spiritualist, a dark arts name. And then he added Black to it. And Black is the most generic goddamn name anyone could have. Obviously, Seth Rollins was Tyler Black. It's just like, I'm dark and I'm evil. Let me have scary, creepy name and add Black to it. I liked Tommy End. I know that's his original indie name. It is basically his real name. His real name is like Tommy and then something I can't pronounce or escapes me. Tommy End is a fantastic fucking name. That's sick.
I'm with you on that.
But then he had to go to Malachi Black, which Malachi is like another one of those like dark, creepy, scary, gothy names, generic. It's just like, bro, really? Like we already know you were Aleister. We know you were Tommy End for like a week.
It's also
yeah, Malachi. Yeah,
like,
and it reminds me
of Barn on Malachi.
So break it down.
It reminds me a lot of, we all know the white goth in Mordecai.
Is that what it is, right? Like, I mean, I don't know if you know that's what I was gonna ask you. Like, let our viewers, subscribers, and our audio platform listeners know, his new name. Is there like a meme for that? Like, I don't know if you're I'm only asking.
I know Mordecai is the character in Borderlands that you can select. He's a sniper and he's got like the bat that can help you out.
Yeah.
Or that's Mordecai, not Malachi.
Yeah. Malachi is what I'm curious about.
Right. I don't know what a famous Malachi is throughout history. I don't know if it's like a character in a Edgar Allan Poe book or some shit like that. I wouldn't surprise me.
To be honest, I thought the same way when you thought like I thought it was like an Edgar Allan Poe like type.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's what I thought.
I'm Googling it and nothing. I put a famous Malachi, nothing really comes up. I think it just sounds creepy. And it just comes off as super indie, super generic, like Tyler Black, which is very generic. Aleister Black was generic in itself. He should have stuck with Tommy End. They were calling him that for most of the show anyways. But then the Excalibur, I think, got the in-ear where he's like, no, man, it's not Tommy End. We forgot to tell you it's more Malachi Black. He's like, oh, well, I know Tommy End, but this is no Tommy End. This must be Malachi Black. I'm like, dude, good backtracking, but no. Besides that, some pretty sick black masses. They were very fast. I'm very stoked that.
But why Cody though? Why fucking Cody, man?
It's fine. It is what it is. Check this out. We're not going to be cheering for Cody in this feud.
Well, we know that, but we don't want Cody to win. Anybody but Cody.
This might be the Cody heel turn, and maybe in the Bret Hart style.
That actually sounds good.
He's such a good guy that we start booing him. I'm cool with that. But no one is cheering against Malachi Black. I already forgot what his name was.
Yeah, there you go. You said it. Yeah.
In this particular feud.
I think I actually like that idea, Chris. Cody's heel turn. I think it seems about right because, I don't know if you guys are hearing it with me. Even like when I was hearing Cody coming out, I wasn't hearing a unanimous cheer for Cody, only except for like the big spots. But in general,
it just wasn't booing for QT is what it was. It wasn't for lack of cheering for Cody. It was just not booing QT.
Yeah. And they weren't cheering on QT as much either. They were just like, just the big spots of the match people were cheering for.
Yeah.
But it seems about the right time for Cody to turn heel. And, I'm already kind of seeing this ahead of time because of the dark gimmicks. I think Darby, Malachi Black, and Sting wouldn't be a bad stable. That'd be kind of cool if you ask me. Because he was kind of when he was Aleister Black, him and Undertaker kind of had like a partnership. They were kind of teamed up a little bit, buddies, something like that.
Did that happen?
Wait. What are you talking about? You talking about Aleister and
Aleister Black and Undertaker had a thing?
No, they were talking about that was supposed to happen, but it never did.
Oh, I was like,
that was the plan.
Yeah, so I guess.
Okay.
So I guess he could probably do something like teaming up with Sting and Darby Allin would be kind of cool, just because the little bit of the darkness going on with them.
They get generic gothy things
Yeah, they come out in robes and
they shop at Hot Topic. Boo. All right. Wow.
Here's what they could do. They could come out in dark robes, and then they could just.
The guy that wears black and is in death metal band. I would pay my nail polish, and I'd probably shop at Hot Topic. I'm just saying it's generic when it's Crossfade, Korean metalcore, the fucking shit. Japanese.
Yeah.
I thought they had members from both countries. I'm wrong.
Yeah. So they could probably just pour buckets of black paint on people just for the.
They could probably come out and spray paint their initials on people too. How about that?
Good.
Never seen that before.
Come on, really? We have seen that shit before, bro.
Anniversary. Hey, Chris, the anniversary reference, was that yesterday?
It was like Tuesday or Wednesday.
Tuesday it was.
Yeah. Anniversary.
Now, before you have to go, a director.
Yeah.
The Dan Lambert situation. What the fuck was
that? Was the thing I wanted.
I wanted you to, because I want. Yeah, this is your topic. And I want everyone to know. Give the people what they want.
Okay. Got it. Awesome. Fantastic. So, maybe my favorite promo in AEW of all time. I'm not even being sarcastic here. Dan Lambert is one of the best MMA coaches on the planet of all time. You can look at his roster of people that have come through his doors at American Top Team down in Florida, and you will if you're not a casual, which is totally fine, there's a lot of content out there, but if you are not a casual, you will recognize 90% of who he's ever trained, and a high percentage of them are champions. One of them right now being the double champ, Amanda Nunes, obviously Jorge Masvidal, Dustin Poirier come out of there. Dan Lambert is the man. He has one of the biggest facilities physically, but also one of the best rosters of all time. I only know Dan Lambert from, embeddeds, behind the scenes, promo videos. He did an Ultimate Fighter season where it was the Black Zillions versus American Top Team, which Black Zillions used to be part of American Top Team, and they kind of split up and did their own thing, and now it's not a thing anymore. Dan Lambert survived that. I don't know how fucking good. How did he get so good on the mic? He gave a flawless, no stuttering, no in his speech. It was fluid. It was articulate. It was to the point. It was fantastic. There was passion. I don't know who that was. That was insane. That was one of the best promos I had seen recently from anyone, let alone a guy who's never. I don't know if he's ever held a mic in a pro wrestling ring before. But that dude was a regular Rowdy Piper in my book. As far as like how natural he came off, just wow. I'm totally blown away and impressed and was thoroughly entertained by how good he got through that very seemingly well rehearsed script.
How old is he, by the way?
Dan Lambert's got to be pushing 60 or 70.
He's got to be like 73, right? Or 63?
No, he's not that old, bro. Let's see.
I would say like mid 60s, like at least 60s.
Yeah, I would say somewhere in there. Let's see here.
The reason why I said because we're him taking Lance Archer, his fucking finisher. Yeah.
I'm not probably gonna be able to find out what his age is anytime soon. Anyways, yeah, he is definitely. I would say he's getting that discount at Denny's as far as his age goes. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it, man. It was a very good work promo that blurred the lines between MMA and pro wrestling. Obviously the BAMF champ, Jorge Masvidal and Amanda Nunes were ringside, and they didn't do dick to save him. I'm sure there's a point to that.
And he still can't mention Nunes. He's saying Nunez. Here's
the thing, though. However Dan says it, growing up with her, he might have it right. Being her head coach.
I get that. It's probably
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like
no, it's just self-discipline. And I get that.
Right, but also, there's a difference between Spanish and then Brazilian Portuguese and then Portuguese. So maybe it is Nunez. That's what I thought it was a long time ago. There's Frankie Munoz, or the fucking guy from Malcolm in the Middle. Is it Munyo? The Nye?
Yeah.
You don't say
Nye.
Details aside.
Hey, man, they say, and you worth it, and you worth
Yeah.
The same fucking what's the name? Shit, I already forgot.
Is he Elliot?
Yeah, the thing.
Just pronounce it French. Say Mounier.
S'il vous plaît.
But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I was entertained by that. They're from Florida. They're from Coconut Creek, so there's a lot of territory down there. I don't know what the build-up's going to be. If we're gonna have like Jorge Masvidal versus Lance Archer or some shit. I doubt that's going to happen.
No, it was just only a guest appearance because it's Miami, it's hometown for both of them.
Totally cool with it.
And I was cool with it too. I had no issue with that. As much people hates TK, but hey, he's testing the waters. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
that's what I got feeling.
I don't know any reason people don't like.
TK. A lot of people don't like what he's doing
in the AEW.
Yes, what he's doing overall.
We'll have to talk about that sometime because
we will.
I don't have many complaints except not really. I don't know what people's complaints are. So maybe if I had those points of view, I could.
They call WCW 2.0.
It's a rich kid who gets to play with live action figures. He was able to buy a company. Who wouldn't? If you have Jaguar money and your dad's like the president of Iran or whatever country, no disrespect, I don't know what country his origins are, but if dad's a very big deal and I would probably do the same exact thing. I'd buy an MMA promotion or maybe at least try or something like that. So
and fuck with it, see what you do, right? And see like how
YOLO, you only live once.
There you go. Absolutely. And
the main event was pretty fantastic. Obviously the highlight was that Canadian Destroyer off the apron to the table. 3 titles. Come on, let's do it. What you waiting for?
You forgot your girl though, man.
I know. That was like the first match of the night, though.
No,
Was it not?
that was
Isn't that what? That's
before
what
the Dan Lambert situation.
Oh, okay. I thought that showed up
You
first.
missed that one.
I watched
that
it
was
on,
the intergender, her and Cassidy.
Yeah, that was cool. It's fine. I mean, Allie is getting better. I know she's been at it for a long time. It was fine. It is what it is. I like that they tried to do some weird rule thing where you have to have a tag within 20 seconds or it's get count out. They were trying to bend a rule that a lot of people didn't know existed as far as intergender specific rules go. But it was fine. I love Statlander. Glad she's back. She'll be in this angle for a while. That's pretty much
it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You heard the one and only the director. He's finally back. So I know he has to go to work because, he only has an hour and a half time frame. He has to get ready.
I work night shift, okay? 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. So
we see this background. This background is a night shift, which our morning viewers will see on the East Coast, in the UK, in Switzerland, Germany, and India. We'll see on Friday, going Saturday morning, whatever time frames is.
Yeah, right.
Your time zone. Yeah, they're going to be watching. They'll be listening to. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and how good does Kofi Beatson look with that haircut?
He took it off. Matt Callis, take it off yourself, brother. Give your thoughts about Malachi Black, and what are your thoughts? What do you think the future of this is going to be holding for Malachi Black on this one?
For other than what I want him to do with Darby Allin and Sting, which seems like the most logical thing to do with them, is put him in with those two. Because I mean, Dark Order wouldn't really work with. I mean, some fanboys might go for like, oh yeah, he should be the new leader of Dark Order. I think he's really good with something a little bit more serious, with Sting and Darby Allin, like a serious baby face. And basically, I'm thinking Cody could probably do his Ring of Honor heel character when he was feuding with like Christopher Daniels and all the people there. When he was, especially when I was facing Okada, you come to the ring with all like the American presidents. There's already like stuff online with him on like he could kind of just lean into like what fans, think of him. Maybe he could bring Jeff Jarrett in as his new manager just to piss everybody off even more. That would be kind of fun. That would just be kind of fun. That way he could lean into his heelness just to his like he could bring in Jeff Jarrett and be like, yeah, that's right. I am the person you always said I wanted to be, and all of you people are idiots. You've always known it, and then he could just scream at them. You're all losers, and you don't have a beautiful baby like I do at home. And he could do that. And that way the pressure's off of them to constantly, and then all the new baby faces could build up by competing with Cody. And Cody could build up the baby faces by like losing to them as a heel. So I think that's something Cody could do on his end. Just lean into what the fans say they want him to be. Does it have Jeff Jarrett as his manager?
Now to end with that main event, because I know that you don't want to talk about that Dan Lambert situation. That was that's all UFC there for the one and only. But I want to hear your thoughts about this main event with the Young Bucks. I mean, what are your thoughts now? Like, we talked about it earlier. How we discuss about the Dark Order, and we may see a feud now with the Elite. I think this is over with by far. Excuse me. But we'll get into Fighter Fest very briefly of the short card for night one. But what are your thoughts with this main event and who? We already know how the rankings are. Whatever. I mean, overall, we know who should be the one next for the Young Bucks, man. Who should be?
So this match, I really thought the title change was going to happen. In all honesty, like I kind of understand where like the heels in the company, but it seemed kind of fitting for a title change just because of the fact. Like the second the thumbtacks came out, I thought I'm like, okay, the title could change here.
Yeah.
The second those thumbtacks came out is like that level of bodily injury that everybody's willing to go through. That it seems like the stakes were raised high enough for that to happen, but to no avail for Eddie and Penta. So, I mean, they could do the whole, FTR and FTR versus Santana and Ortiz, and then maybe we could have a reverse where Inner Circle are the baby faces and the Elite are the bad guys. So, I think Cody turning heel would kind of complete this whole thing, and then we could have a complete reverse of that.
What I feel that I think Cody should take a break and then come back as a heel. I'm with you with the heel part.
Yeah,
but I think that he should like go away for a little bit, then a heel. I'd rather just wait how the outcome will be within the next 4 months, at least before the end of the year, to see where he could fit on that heel status where you would like them to fit, for us to know how, what upcoming storylines that AEW is going to have.
I think he could probably take the break. He could probably do a loser leaves town match as a heel, and then that would be kind of interesting. And then it's like, you people never knew what good wrestling is, and you could leave in shame or something like that. I don't know, because they do that. I think Lita retired as a heel, in WWE, and I was like, I rewatched it, and they're giving her panties out to the audience. I'm like, whoa, this is what happened. That's how she retired. That's how she retired. What? So they're gonna give out Cody's boxers to the audience? No, not my underwear.
No, not my chonies. No.
And freaking like Oster Black. Yeah, here's your what is this? Calvin Klein to the audience.
Oh my god. Now, but
I don't know who. I've talked about my dream match for the Young Bucks, because I would need NWA and Ring of Honor to play nicely, so we could get the Briscoes and the War Kings in the picture.
War Kings, oh yeah, oh my god, yeah. We'll get into that. We gotta get into that to part 2. I know this is part 1 ending. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is part 2 series, because there's a lot of pro wrestling we gotta cover. The Mr. Callis here, the god about insects of pro wrestling podcasting, and myself.
He said it during his promo during this episode. Oh, you insects! I love that promo.
I love it.
Real men get fired.
Real men get fired. You got fired. I love it. I love it. Now let's end it with part 1 with this one. I mean, by far, we see part 1 of Fyter Fest. By the way, people, which shocked me, I'm pretty sure it shocked you, Matt. Yuka Sakazaki's back in action. She's actually fighting Penelope Ford in night 1 in Fyter Fest. Then we have Ricky Stark, Brian Cage, FTR, the FTW champions on the line. Hangman Page interview. We do have Carl Anderson fighting for the IWGP US title versus Jon Moxley. We have the coffin match, Ethan Page and Darby Allin, which we did not talk about earlier because I feel it was a waste of time, in my opinion, but I want to hear your thoughts. And then I believe the main event is going to be Christian Cage and Big Money Matt to end the night 1. So what are your thoughts about this night 1 Fyter Fest coming up next Wednesday?
I have my fingers crossed for a title change. Moxley's really held that U.S. title way too long. And now that the crowds are back, I think it seems about the right time. I mean, it's one of those things where, like, even though Moxley's the babyface, I'm really tired of him holding on to that U.S. title. And Carl Anderson, he could work Impact, AEW, and New Japan all at the same time. So it would be pretty cool to see that title defended on both places at once. So Carl Anderson could still do both places, because I think the idea was, like, if a New Japan guy came to AEW and defended that and got the title off of Moxley, it's not likely you'd see that title again. But if it's Carl Anderson, he could defend that title in other promotions. As for, like, the other matches, like Matt Hardy and Christian Cage, I mean, that'd be pretty cool. Maybe they might take it to a very, like, violent, emotional level, with those two. Yuka could bring in Tokyo Joshi Pro. Yuka Sakazaki is like the Okada or the Tanahashi of Tokyo Joshi Pro. The other one being Miyu. And Miyu for those of you who don't know her, watch her in Tokyo Joshi Pro. She has a similar moveset to Asuka. She's a very martial arts based, very serious. And the funny thing is that Maki Ito is her tag team partner, which is so hilarious. So
I love Maki Ito. Maki Ito, come back, Maki Ito. We want Maki Ito
yeah, the
back.
crowds are back. The crowds are back. Let's get her. Let's get Miyu, and let's get Saki Sama, who's like the top. She's like the main heel of Tokyo Joshi Pro. So I think Saki Sama and Britt Baker would be a good rivalry. You know, just slapping her with roses. You know, like the whole French, French mistress slave owner kind of like evil French queen that Saki Sama is. In Japanese, Sama means queen or king. So when she comes to AEW, it's going to be a whole different deal. And one of the things is that she has the ability. You know how like the Dark Order kind of like absorbs people, makes them change their outfit when they recruit people to them.
Yeah,
Saki Sama has that ability to turn people heel and make them change their outfits. And this is the biggest. Awesome. This is the best angle for Hikaru Shida. Hikaru Shida made her debut with Saki Sama when she was Saki Akai in another promotion way back, and they had like 80s metal hairstyle. So she could turn Hikaru Shida heel when Britt Baker goes babyface, and Hikaru Shida could rock a more like a French princess outfit, get her and just totally heel on Britt Baker, get her revenge.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah. I like that. You know what? Shit, this is good shit. This is why why audio platform listeners, our viewers and subscribers, comment below that we've been missing Matt. Don't get me wrong, Mikey and I were holding it down.
Yeah.
But we've been missing Matt and Chris for quite some time.
Yeah.
Today's Mike's break. He'll be back next week. We'll be back full cast next week for the week after.
Lady Music's been calling me and Chris for a minute now. So
absolutely. So we will have Matt will have a big announcement when he's going to perform pretty soon, and then we're going to be going to the show and vlogging it as well. We did for Chris. We're going to be doing the same.
Chris is playing a show in my backyard over here in Pomona.
Yeah, but we're waiting for the god of all insects of podcasting. Waiting for us to do your vlog. That's what we're waiting for.
Indeed.
But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back after this quick break. When we come back, we'll be talking about MLW coming up with this MLW Battle Riot and who they hired to be in charge of the women's division, which MGC is very familiar who this individual is. I hope so he is. And we'll talk about NXT American Bash. And then also the Ring of Honor Best in the World, because that card is something that MGC and myself are very intrigued to talk about. And then we'll end it from there. So we'll be right back. We're going to take a quick short break. Don't go anywhere.